Please. Don't avoid me. I'm just trying to straighten this thing out. I'm not a boy. I don't play games and I don't flirt. I feel as if I'm being torn apart. And I know you feel that way too.
Please. Please leave me alone.
Cut your cheek.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Why did you go riding off by yourself?
Because I had to have time to think about us. Because I had to be by myself.
I don't want you to be by yourself. Why do you always run away from me? I don't want to let you out of my sight.
How do you think I must feel? You're another woman's husband, and I've got you in my thoughts all the time. Whatever I do, wherever I am, I think about you.
And don't think about me. Need me, I need you. Be with me.
No, I want to go. Let me go, please, please. Let me go.
I don't know what it is, but it's clearer now.
Yes. Yes.
I'll tell you something else. Fight ends, and we go walking together in the woods.
And there's a waterfall, and we sit there hand in hand.
It's the last day. It's all we have. But it's full. It's a wonderful day.
It ends sadly. Not painfully. There's just emptiness and sorrow for a while. And then it's forgotten.
This is all we have, then. What?
I think we can find the waterfall that way.
Now?
No, because it's part of goodbye.
Please let me persuade you. Please stay with me.
You're married and I'm engaged. We're not children.
No.
I'm going home.
I know.
I take the morning train.
I know.
Which of this is real and which is fantasy? Can you sort it out?
I love you.
I know. Norman.
I love you. Have you stopped loving me? Or is this something else?
This is something else.
Can you explain it to me?
I don't know.
Would you try?
I'd have to understand it myself first.
I was talking to the manager earlier. He said in the old days, people used to dance out here. That's why the Japanese lanterns are still here. There were lanterns out here in a band every night. He says he'd love to see people dancing again.
Japanese lanterns. And on Thursday nights, fireworks.
Well, yes. That's what he said. Did you talk with him, too?
I have to see her once more.
Come on in, Harriet. I'll be down in a minute. John? Mother! I need to tell you something. I need to tell you. What is your first name?
Norman Bromley.
Yes, of course. When I was young, before I married your father, I went on vacation to Seaside. I met a young man there, John Bromley. He had a very young son with him. I imagine that was you. I understood that he was married. Just the same, I was drawn to him, and he to me. We met simply enough on a cliff overlooking the sea. There were wild birds flying overhead, and we talked of the strange compulsion, that marvelous impulse that causes them to migrate so far each year. His wife was jealous. She saw him talking to me one morning and made a scene. I didn't really blame her. Out of shame and guilt, and I must confess, out of anger, I took one of the horses and rode out along a road I knew. Your father rode after me. We quarreled and then made up. We walked in the woods and found a waterfall and held hands. No more. That evening we danced, and I kissed him. No more. The next morning I went home. I loved your father dearly. I thought little about Mr. Bromley after that time. I want you to understand, I never thought of him again until after your father died last year. You must believe me. But lately I've thought about it all again, and again, and again. Shortly after I came back from Seaside, John came to see me. He said that he was making a good marriage with his wife. He brought me a present. This. I've always kept it. Do you remember when you were a little girl how you used to love to listen to the sound of the ocean captured in this shell? Mr. Bromley, do you understand why I've told you all this? Marianne came back from Seaside and told me what had happened. I realized that somehow, in some way that I'm not able to explain, you two were living out my dream. I want to free you. I want to free you both.
Thank you. I'm free. I'm free.
He's left his package.
When Marianne is married and her daughter is grown, you suppose there'll be 3 shells? The wild bird is drawn to a nest it has never seen. The part remembers the whole, and out of it, the limb of a starfish creates the parent from which it was torn. Now, do you suppose that we only inherit the color of our eyes, shape of our heads? Or is there a deeper memory in every cell? A genetic memory? Now, we don't really know, do we?